In this video, we're going to take a look at how to assign a Kami assignment in your Schoology course. Now, if you've used Kami before in Schoology, you are probably familiar with the old process where you would add a material and then you would select Add an Assignment and you would choose the Kami button. Now, this method still works. However, Kami has recently made some changes to make this process a whole lot simpler. So let's get started. Instead of using the assignment feature and using this Kami button, what Kami has done is made it easier not just for you to assign, but also made it easier for the students to actually submit their Kami assignment. So I'm going to first decide where I want to put this in my Schoology course, and I'm going to put it under my daily learning activities, and let's say this activity is going to be for Thursday. So I'm going to open up my Thursday folder, and then I'm going to hover my mouse till I see that green dotted line, which gives me a drop down for all the different types of materials you can add in Schoology. So now you're going to see on the right hand side an option that says Kami, so you no longer have to go through the Add Assignment feature. It makes it much simpler and is also going to give you some more functionality that you didn't have prior to this new feature. If you happen not to see the Kami option over here, that usually means that you're working in a web browser, whether it be Chrome or Edge, where the Kami extension has not been installed. I can take a look over here at the right hand side that the Kami add-on has been added. And if you happen not to see it, you can also check to see if there are any hidden extensions by clicking on this icon that looks like a little puzzle piece, and that lists all your extensions. So now what you're going to do, we're going to select this Kami option right over here, and this is going to open up a new looking window if you haven't tried this method before. So if you haven't created a Kami assignment in a while, you may need to reconnect Kami with your Office 365. There's no new username or password to get into Kami. So I'm just going to reconnect Kami with my OneDrive. Connected, you can see here I have 3 different options as to where I want to find this file. So I'm going to select my OneDrive where my document is saved. All of my OneDrive documents and folders have loaded. I'm going to select the folder where I have the assignment that I want students to work on. Now, if you're new to Kami, what Kami will allow you to do is take a PDF, a picture, a Word document, a PowerPoint, and it's going to convert it, if it's not already a PDF, into a PDF so that it works with Kami and the students will be able to use all the Kami tools on top of this document. So I know I have some worksheets in here that I'm going to select from that I want my students to work on. So I found my document. It's this fractions adding. This is a PDF document, but you can see here Word documents are also available to me, and I could also select a Word document as well. So once I have selected the document, now I can click Select. So we can see here, the title of my document is here. If you want to make a change to this, you can make a change to it so that the title of the assignment appears better for the students in terms of what it looks like right now. This is how it's going to show up. So if you want to change the wording of this, you can change the wording of this here. Now, the new features that are available is something called assessment mode. And for my secondary teachers, this is a really good add-on. So when you select assessment mode, once the students submit their Kami assignment, they're not going to be able to make any changes to it until you have graded it and returned it to them. Previously, in the old method of assigning Kami assignments, once a student submitted their Kami assignment to you, a copy was put in their OneDrive, and that OneDrive copy, if they made any changes to it, would be reflected on the one they submitted, so they could make changes after the due date or after you have already graded it. So this prevents this. So you'll see here it even tells you in this mode, once work is submitted, you're the only one with access until you return the graded files. You can select a due date here. So selecting a due date, when you select a due date here, now you can still do it in Schoology, but if you select this due date, what will happen is once the due date passes for Kami, it's going to submit everything. So whether a student didn't touch the assignment or they only halfway finished it, whatever they have, it's going to submit it, and they won't be able to work on it after that. So this is also a good option for secondary. So let's say we select our due date. And then down here, control features these are all of the tools that are available to students when they are marking up your CAMI assignment. So by default, they're all going to be checked off. And you can look through all of these tools here and decide if there are any that you want to take off for the students. But again, by default, they will all be on. So I'm going to leave that as is, and then I'm going to click continue. So that was it. That's all I needed to do to create my CAMI assignment. So you can see here, here's the CAMI assignment, and it is now designated with this K, whereas before it just had the generic assignment feature of Schoology. So students will automatically know that this is a CAMI assignment, and it will automatically open in CAMI. They don't have to press that button they used to have to press that says open assignment with CAMI. So this is going to be much less confusing for the students. You can see here I hadn't changed the title of this, so it's not too late to change the title of this if you want to neaten it up. So you have this wheel next to it in Schoology, and you can click edit, and you can change the name of this here as well. So if I go up to the top, I can change the name, or I can just get rid of that PDF extension. And then you have other settings that you can change. So if you want to assign a point value to this or no point value to this, you can. You can also choose a category for this. And you have down here, if you link your courses, you can set due dates. Depending on whichever course you're working in, you can set a due date. You can match the due date with the one that you selected if you selected a due date when you created the assignment. Or if you choose not to select the due date functionality in CAMI, this is the place that you would definitely have to do it. So I'm going to click Save Changes. And in my next video, I'm going to show you how simple it is now for students not only to work on this assignment, but the whole submission process. It's so much simpler. If you recall from previous versions of CAMI, there was a lot of submitting buttons, turning in buttons before it was actually submitted. All of that is wiped away with the new features.